It has 3 layers of foam, not 1, not 2, but 3 separate layers stuffed inside a mechanical keyboard whose whole reason for existing in the first place is to disappear acoustically into your room. See, you can't hear it. That's the pitch behind the Be Quiet Light Mount TKL. Coming from a brand that's built its entire identity on silence, PSU fans, cases, all of it, a loud keyboard would honestly be a bit of own goal. Be Quiet is at it again, this time shrinking things down. The Light Mount TKL is the tenkeyless sibling to the full-size Light Mount, dropping the numpad, tightening the footprint and bringing along updated switches, a new anti-cheat adjacent input feature and a software suite that's had a real glow up. So let's get into it. So if you've been eyeing a full-size board but keep running out of desk real estate for your mouse hand, this is the one built for you. The 80% TKL layout ditches the numpad entirely and the payoff is immediate. More room to swing a mouse at. Lower DPI, less shoulder reach, cleaner desk overall. This keyboard is 358mm wide, 213mm deep with the palm rest attached, 133 without it and 44mm tall, and it weighs in at 1.03 kilograms with a palm rest and 0.77 without it. So that's a fairly dense little board for its size, which tracks once you know what's packed inside, but again light enough to live up to its name. The top plate is brushed aluminum in black, which gives it a noticeably more premium feel under the fingers than a plastic top board at this price point. And it should hold up to years of use without looking chewed up. The keycaps are BBT double shot, the good stuff resistant to shine and wear, with translucent legends for the RGB to shine through cleanly. Folding feet give you 3 angle options, 3 degrees, 6 degrees or 9 degrees, but you can't immediately raise both feet. If the smaller one was first used, you need to retract it back and then pull both of them at the same time. And there's a magnetic palm rest that snaps on and off the front edge, so ergonomics aren't the afterthought here. The headline feature here and the reason this keyboard exists in its current form, Be Quiet Silent V2 switches. These are an update over the switches in the original Light Mount, available in 2 flavors now, orange for linear and black for tactile, both factory lubed out of the box. The V2 changes are subtle but meaningful. It has a thicker gold contact point and refined lubrication for quieter, more consistent operation. Materials are PA66 for the housing and POM for the stem, chosen specifically for how they sound and feel together, and every switch is hot-swappable, so if you'd rather drop in your own 3 or 5-pin MX style switches down the line, you can do that. It uses cherry style stabilizers, factory lubed as well, plate mounted style. And there's the acoustic engineering underneath it all, which is really where the Be Quiet name earns its keep. 3 separate sound dampening layers, one between the switches and the PCB, one under the PCB, and a third one filling out the bottom housing. So that's a triple layered approach to killing hollow ping and echo noises, the kind of thing you usually only see on a more custom boards, not something bundled into a $140 board. New for this board specifically is the Quick Tap, Be Quiet's implementations of the simultaneous opposing cardinal directions, or the SOC. In plain terms, if you're holding left and right movement keys at the same time in your game, the keyboard prioritizes whichever one you pressed most recently, instantly cancelling the other one. So it's built for competitive input precision, and it's configurable up to 5 key pairs with A and D keys set as the default. It ships off by default and can be toggled through the software or with the FN plus Q combo. One important note here, some competitive titles classify this kind of opposing input behavior as restricted or outright bannable, so it's worth checking your game of choice before you leave it running. Also worth noting here, at launch this is exclusive to the Light Mount TKL, so Be Quiet says they are evaluating bringing it to the Dark Mount and Standard Light Mount later on, but for now it's a TKL only feature. You also have the per key ARGB here. It's just a checkbox feature. Each switch has its own arch diffuser underneath for bright, even illumination through those double shot keycaps, and there are additional ARGB light bars, the big light bar along the top edge and both sides for the underglow. It's generally striking looking board in the dark. On the left side sits an aluminum 3D media wheel which controls volume by default and mutes with a press, positioned specifically so it's easy to reach with your left hand while gaming. But on the far right side there are 3 programmable macro keys, which is actually a downgrade from the 5 on the original Light Mount, so it's a trade-off for the more compact frame now. As far as connectivity goes, it's a wired keyboard with a detachable braided 2-meter USB A to C cable, so it can double as extra length or get swapped if it even wears out later. So that means there are no wireless options for connection here. Inside there is a Cortex M0 microcontroller and onboard memory for storing configurations, so you do not need to have the software running all the time. The specified polling rate is 1000 Hz, which is more than sufficient for modern gaming keyboard. The Be Quiet's I/O Center is the desktop app handling all the configuration here, per key RGB down to the individual colors and effects, full key remapping with an FN layer for secondary functions, and macro recording with up to 999 events per macro. It's a massive jump from the 58 event ceiling on the original Light Mount. Settings can be pushed to the onboard memory too, so your lighting and bindings will stick around even when the software isn't running in the background and you also change a computer. There's also a customizable hardware monitor built into the home screen now of the I/O Center app, so CPU, GPU, RAM, temperatures, clocks, fan speeds, even the PSU data if you're running other Be Quiet I/O devices like the Dark Power Pro. It's a nice touch that this works even without the keyboard plugged in. And new for this generation is a web-based version of the I/O Center, which runs in any Chromium-based browser without installing anything. So it's handy for restricted work machines, though a few things like a Microsoft Dynamic Lighting and macros and some OS level keybinds are desktop only function. Speaking of the dynamic lighting, this board is MSDL ready, meaning Windows's own unified lighting control can take control over the RGB directly, and if you switch it off, the I/O Center gets control back. Game mode rounds things out here, letting you disable specific keys or combos like the Windows key, Alt F4, Alt Tab, Caps Lock to avoid fumbling out of a match in mid-session. Of course, using this keyboard is a super nice experience, although I have found that modifier keys are a bit overlooked. For example, take a look how much lube is there in the stabilizers for spacebar and enter keys. This leads to a mushy and sticky feel of these particular keys. Luckily, this is an easy fix, just wipe off the excess lube and you are more than okay. But an oversight from the factory, perhaps for a keyboard of this caliber, this should have been okay from the start. Of course, take a look how this keyboard sounds while typing, and the stabilizers were left as is from the factory, so lube was not removed for the test. So let's see what can be better here. You have only 3 macro keys, it's a down from the 5 on the original Light Mount, a real trade-off for the smaller footprint of this keyboard. Then there is the quick tap, it's a TKL exclusive feature at launch and its legality varies by game or platform, so it needs checking before use. Firmware update is mandatory on first launch via the I/O Center, so no plug and play out of the box. And the overloop stabilizers from the factory, I don't know what was with that, but it's an easy fix. And there is no wireless connectivity here. But the good stuff really shows here. You have triple layer foam dampening, which is genuinely what differentiates this keyboard and its acoustic profile for most boards at this price. You have updated silent V2 switches, hot-swappable, factory looped in both linear and tactile fashion. It supports 5 or 3 pin MX style sockets, switches, so your own switches can be used whenever you want down the line. And it has full per key ARGB with a properly deep software suite, including a browser-based option as well. It is solidly built with aluminum top plate, PBT double shot keycaps, magnetic palm rest, detachable cable, and the I/O center is actually getting better and better. I must give credits where credits are due, since I am using Light Mount keyboard from day one and the I/O center did get a lot better in time. And there is the onboard memory with up to 10 customizable layers with 999 macro events, and a quick tap and SOCD, but as I said before, use these with caution. So the Be Quiet Light Mount TKL is for anyone who wants a mechanical keyboard that sounds like it's trying not to be heard. So gamers sharing a room, streamers who can't have the clack keys bleeding into their mic, or anyone with a shared office who's tired of apologizing for their typing. At $140 this isn't a cheap keyboard, but it also isn't positioned as one. This is a premium mechanical keyboard aimed at someone who wants a combination of quiet operation, something what Be Quiet understands better than any other brand, and for someone who actually wants a quality build construction here, customization and gaming functionality without moving to a much smaller 60 or 65% layout. And honestly, I think the TKL format is probably the sweet spot here, so you retain almost everything you actually need, get considerably more room for the mouse, and still have enough additional controls to make the keyboard useful outside of the gaming. The 3 layers of foam turned out to be no gimmick here. This is a keyboard built around silence from the ground up, and it actually shows. Maybe the top light bar here is a bit too much for some users, but this is primarily a keyboard for gamers, so RGB always equals more FPS. I guess that's the mantra here. So yeah, that's it guys. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. In the meantime, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in another one.